What is that for?
Hey, greetings, salutations, and good morning, sports fans. It is the Drive on a Throwdown Thursday. Devin, Dixon, and Paul Ratliff, Tara Atkin got the next couple days off. We are glad to be in the Finley Hyundai Studios and ready to rock the show today. Paulie, how we feeling?
Good, real good.
Another late night at the ballpark last night.
Yes,
although
late night.
Maybe not as light as it could have been because Snow Canyon Warriors taking care of business, 10 running the Pineview Panthers last night, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Yes, a 10-run roll, 15-5 was the final.
Yeah, and you know, look, expect the unexpected. Region 9, Snow Canyon. One thing we know for sure, they look good. They look like the team to beat right now.
Yeah,
in Region 9 baseball. I know Cedar has something to still say about that, and there's some other very, very meaningful games, but we'll get into that. I want to talk Hurricane beating Desert Hills in baseball last night. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little bit in the show today. The playoff series that we were hoping for or weren't hoping for, depending on how you looked at it, the Mammoth and the Knights, it's set. It's happening.
It's for real. After the Knights win last night, locks them into that first-round series against none other than the Utah Mammoth, games 1 and 2. I don't believe the schedule has been set yet for the dates and times, but the opponent is set. Will be the Utah Mammoth and the Vegas Golden Knights playing each other in the first round.
And the Knights will be favored.
Yeah, pretty decent favorite, minus 190, which is the second biggest number that has been released for any playoff series, only behind the Lightning and Canadians. So they're minus 190 right now, almost 2-1 to beat the Mammoth in the series.
There's some value with the Mammoth, though. I mean, a little bit of value there. The Knights are playing good right now going into the postseason. They do win the Pacific. They take it to the Kraken last night. I think it was 4-1 the final score. I was watching a good portion of this game once I got home from watching my daughter play a little soccer last night. I had the night off from the ballpark, and so it was fun to see the Knights clinch. Also, fun NBA game last night. Clips choke it away. We'll get into that. That means OKC gets another lottery pick. Paulie, did you realize that?
That's pretty crazy.
From last night, that was the final asset of the Paul George trade years ago, back in 2019. And with the Warriors winning and holding Kawhi Leonard at 2 points in the fourth quarter, that means that protected tip is not protected, and they go to OKC. It's projected to be the 12th pick, with, I don't know, probably an 8 or 9% chance to pop into the top 5, but it's still a lottery pick for an already stacked roster, stacked team looking to go back to back and defend their title in the postseason in the former Seattle Supersonics and now Oklahoma City Thunder. You know how I feel about that.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm well aware.
Yeah. So we'll get into the NBA playoffs today. We'll talk a little bit of Major League Baseball. We've also got a ton of other things that we can get into today. It's going to be a boisterous, fun show. Glad you're locked in. Let's get to the best thing we saw in the last 24 hours in sports. This is always fun. We go back to yesterday, pick something that we absolutely loved, and let's do it right now. Getting the party started on a throwdown. I'm going Utah Tech baseball, Paulie.
Wow.
Utah
All right.
Tech baseball last night playing the Washington State Cougars. And the highlight of the night, I think, in an 18-8 win is Kyle McDaniel, who had been slumping a little bit. He'd maybe been pressing a little bit. He had such a rip-roaring start to the season, but he gets it going. He'd had a few uncharacteristic lineouts that not much you can do, still hitting it hard, but he'd struck out a little bit more frequently than normal lately. And so good to see him fire it back up. Kyle McDaniel, who I think is going to be maybe drafted after this season. We've had a lot of Major League Baseball scouts in town sniffing around, looking at him and Krapel and even Petey Soto. But he homers, not just any homer, a grand slam home run last night for Kyle McDaniel.
Yeah.
And then also drove in a career high 6 runs last night, added a triple. And last night against Washington State, the Cougs, Utah Tech scores a season-high 18 runs. I was watching some of this game from the soccer fields. Really fun to see them lay it out there and not nice solo shot home run from Petey Soto in the game last night. Mays Madsen had a double off the wall, clearing the bases. He had a big game. There was like plenty of praise to go around, and you got to drag it up to the top left.
Okay.
Yeah. Paulie working on this Grand Slam video. I can see him over there. The wheels are turning. You got to slide it up. There you go. Okay. And Paulie's working on getting that Kyle insert. You got to switch to the 2 camera with the Twitter, and then you'll have it. You'll have it, and then you just transition it over. Paulie producing today. He wanted to feel in control in the driver's seat this morning. Actually, no, he didn't. I don't think he was too excited about that. Just let it replay that thing. Start that thing over. This is Kyle McDaniel. Paulie, I'm impressed. You got it.
Yeah,
look at his swing from the left side.
All right, let's see what it sounds like here.
Oppo Field. Grand slam.
Wow.
Now,
there it is.
there you go, Ed. That didn't have Rod on it, though. Rod was doing the game from ESPN Plus. I'm not sure why they didn't pair the audio up with it, but huge night, 18-8. You're beating Wazoo. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. Nice bounce back on a midweek after a little bit of a disappointing loss last night, or the night before, I should say, because you lost 8-6 to UNLV and you were trying to sweep UNLV. And so, best thing I saw, Kyle Mack going grand slam last night, 18-8. Utah Tech winning the game. Paulie, best thing?
I would say probably the Snow Canyon Warriors last night, 15-5 winners over the Pineview Panthers.
Yeah.
And it was a late inning. The Pineview Panthers cut the lead to 8 in the bottom of the top of the 5th. And then Snow Canyon responded with a 2-run shot to end the game by Bridger Larson. And that was kind of the best thing I saw, was just the way that you could see that Snow Canyon wanted to end their night early. They didn't want to keep playing forward and play the 7 innings. So there was scrap from Pineview as well. They knew that they were about to have the 10-run rule, and they scored 2 to try to extend the game. But then Snow Canyon powered one over the wall to end it, so in walk-off fashion. So that's probably the best thing I saw from last night. Didn't really see a ton of the NBA action, and the MLB action was kind of a maintenance day for me. I was kind of doing some self-care a little bit yesterday. So I wasn't really into the sports except for the game I was at last night, and that was awesome for Snow Canyon.
Yeah, big win there to get to, what are they, 7-1 now in Region 9 play, or 6-1? 6-1.
Yes.
In Region 9 play with the rematch over at Pineview coming up. The other thing I thought you might go with that we can get into right out of the gate is, and I had a feeling this was going to happen, Rob Wright stays at BYU.
Yeah.
I knew that he wanted to stay. I heard what he was saying. Got a source up there that said, this is just a leverage play. They're going to work things out. But in the meantime, he threw his name in the portal just in case they didn't. And they were able to get the money about the same as Kentucky, according to multiple sources. And Rob Wright is staying at Cougar. That's pretty good news for KY, Kevin Young.
Pretty big news. He
and
was
Cougar Nation.
the number 1 rated point guard in the transfer portal. He was a hot commodity. Kentucky was definitely zeroing in, as Coach Pope knows that his seat is getting hotter and hotter by the year without any deep tournament runs to his record yet at Kentucky. So he was looking to make a splash, get Rob Wright. A lot of the pundits, the Jeff Goodmans, the Borzellos, the people that are really plugged in were saying that he was Kentucky's to lose. So obviously BYU might have upped the offer. I'm hearing the money is about the same for both schools. At least Jeff Goodman's reporting that as of yesterday.
After BYU upped it, though, you got to believe they came back with more than originally, or why would he have went in the portal in the first place?
Sure. I mean, it was a money play.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he's a mercenary to a certain extent. He's got an agent and a business. Yeah. The agent's probably got a law degree and a business degree, right?
Sure.
Like this is 2026. We know how this works.
I don't know Rob Wright's NBA aspirations or where he falls as far as he's not a lottery pick by any means, in my opinion.
No, there's a reason he's staying in college.
That's right.
He's going to make more in college than he would.
Well, I don't know that he'll ever be a lottery pick. Is what I'm saying.
No,
he's not a great NBA
G leaguer.
prospect.
He could play overseas.
This is his cash cow, college basketball.
100%.
So he needs to stay as long as he can.
But still, huge development for Kevin Young.
Yeah, big development.
Looking for year 3. And, you lost your 3 best players really last year, and especially A.J. DeBonza. So, look, getting Colin Chandler from Kentucky and then keeping Rob Wright away from Kentucky doesn't bode well for Mark Pope and the Wildcats, does it?
That's right.
When BYU is head-to-head with mighty Kentucky, the Blue Bloods of college basketball from Kentucky, and they're keeping players and stealing players in the portal. Granted, they are from Utah. Granted, Mark Pope has ties to the state. Yeah. I understand that. He recruited Chandler out of high school when he went to Farmington. 38-second highlight video on X. Hey, good to see Rob Wright on X and not just the old Instagrammer.
Yeah.
Sports athletes still use the Twitterverse, Paulie.
That's right. And this is probably one of the bigger stories for BYU in the last couple months. Positive stories, because there was real word. Matt Norlander's reporting on Twitter that he, over the past 20 hours, the understanding is that Rob Wright's camp wanted to really test the market on a bigger NIL number after BYU wouldn't budge. But amid all the hoopla, Wright wasn't ready to become a portal pirate and be at his 3rd school in 3 years.
No, I think he liked BYU.
He liked BYU.
I think he liked the culture. I think he likes the coaching staff. I think he likes the community. I think he likes, everything about it.
Yeah.
And I think he wanted to stay. That was my initial report. Rob Wright wants to stay. That's why we were so surprised that he butted heads with Santiago or Hansen and then decided to go in the portal to see his value and see if he could, drive that price up. I don't know that I believe the NIL number didn't change from before he went in the portal to after. I don't know if I believe that. I would need some concrete evidence to believe that.
Portal NIL numbers are never substantiated from one source. There's a lot of neighborhood of 4 million, neighborhood of 3 million, whatever. I've been seeing all this stuff for the reports, because who knows how much NIL these guys are really getting at the end of the day. It's not like all these numbers are published to accurate figures.
Well, and think about this. If A.J. DeBonza goes to the NBA draft, which I would be shocked if he did anything else.
Yeah.
You look at all the other players, and the only starter you could potentially have back after losing a couple guys in the portal and a couple guys are seniors and obviously some injuries is Rob Wright. He's the only starter off the 5 that could be back for KY.
It's interesting. It's the new era of college athletics, is everybody wants to see their value and get a bigger number or go somewhere else for more playing time. There's there's a lot of scenarios that can play out here. But yeah, BYU's been rated. I mean, obviously Diamande, Savion Staten, some of the younger guys have already committed to other schools. You see Kostick and other players as well, just looking for greener pastures. And Wright, I thought, was going to be one of those. I thought he was earmarked for Kentucky, but instead he comes back to Provo, and that's a big get for BYU.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kevin Young said yesterday, Rob is the best point guard in college basketball. That's what your coach is supposed to say. Yeah, I mean, whether you want to believe that or not, that's debatable. There's some other good point guards. There was some really good freshmen that made some noise this year from the point guard position. But look, he's a really good player. I don't want to get into if he's 1, 2, 3, but he's probably top 3. I'll give him top 3 point guard in college basketball. I maybe top 5 guaranteed, but I'm not ready to say he's the best point guard in basketball. But as a coach, I don't mind KY saying that. He's got his guys back. His guy just stayed. You know, you're pumping him up. He's the best point guard in college basketball, and he's coming back home and staying home and poised to lead our team and all fired up. Like, you're selling your brand. You're recruiting other guys right now. College basketball, the free-for-all is happening right before our eyes right now.
And what's a better roster, this year or next year's projected roster with Bruce Branch, the 5-star recruit coming in. You've got Rob Wright coming back. You've got Colin Chandler in the mix. Those 3. I know you had AJ this year, and you're not going to get another AJ. There's not going to be another one of those that comes to Provo, maybe ever. We'll see, though. But Bruce Branch could deliver 5-star level impact. I just don't think it'll be 23 points a game. I think it's ridiculous to expect Bruce Branch to put up AJ numbers. And I don't think anyone is expecting that. And if you are, I think it's going to be tough because the reality is going to set in that he's not the same player. But I think the supporting cast of Rob Wright and Chandler is better than of any Kostick.
Well, let me add a player in. Jake Whalen of Clemson.
Yeah.
Who's a Provo native. He announced that he's going back to home and playing his final season. He graduated from Tentview High School in 2021. He originally signed with Utah.
Yeah.
And then went and played for Craig Smith for 2 years, then transferred to Clemson. He's 6'10" and has 1 eligibility season left. So now you got another big man that's, played some high-level basketball with Utah and Clemson, and he's coming to that roster, so he could be a starter. There's also reports right now they're going after Derek Dawes' son, and trying to get him.
Who, Keanu Dawes?
Yes.
He just committed to Kansas.
Did he really?
He did.
Oh. Yeah. I didn't see that. Did that happen this morning?
Yeah, that was pretty recently. So I saw that last night or this morning. Yeah, they put it out.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Derek recently since he moved up north, and I haven't seen his son blossom in the high school level since he moved away from St. George. But I do know Derek really, really well. That's a good family, and that kid's got a lot of talent. So, we'll see what happens. And Dawes to Kansas. What was that, yesterday? Last night?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, not long ago.
There's some other top recruits. I saw...
looks like 1 hour ago. That was this morning.
What made me excited is I saw Owen Mackey's going to be back here in town, coming home from his mission. And, of course, Utah Tech basketball. Depending on, how some of these other things drop and play out the next couple days and who they get in the portal and back, they could be building around OMAC.
Yeah.
I mean, Juddy could literally be building around a returned missionary that hasn't even got back to St. George just yet. I think he's back, later this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the Valpo guard, Mark Brown, is one of the only portal commitments I think Utah Tech's gotten. So Owen Mackey going to play big for him next year. He's going to play a lot of minutes, I'd figure. But Utah Tech's far from done. The portal comes in waves. It's just like NFL free agency. There's a first wave, there's a second wave, third wave, fourth wave, mid-major wave, where there's a lot of guys that are picked up that didn't find spots at the high majors. So I think that this we got to be patient for Utah Tech basketball.
Yep, good stuff. We are off and running. Good show on tap for you today. Paulie and I are going to have some fun. Hope you can stick around, stay with us all show long. Nephi Sewell, NFL star that prepped here at Desert Hills. Him and his brothers are doing a camp, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to have him join us on the show coming up about a little over an hour from right now. He'll jump on the hotline with us, so that'll be fun. Nephi Sewell on the show today, plus much more to get to. We'll have some fun with the blank game today, and Paulie and I will rev up the talk on the Mammoth and the Knights at some point. Plus, we'll get you all dialed in on everything you need to know going on in St. George. But Paulie, best thing, I think Snow Canyon baseball looking pretty good, and I went Kyle McDaniel with the grand slam last night, and we are off and running. Stick around. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm Devin. He's Paulie. We are the Morning Drive on the Fan Sports Network, and we've got our winners from our Masters contest. Want to give a shout out to a couple of our winners, Paulie.
Yeah.
Really good work for Carl and Brian.
Yeah.
And the third one was Brent, I believe.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Congrats to those fellas.
Kleiner, Carl, and Brent. Those were our top three, all of which had over $7 million on their team. And the interesting denominator, they all had Rory, over the weekend to win the Masters. And we teamed up with the Rev Golf League. So Carl and Kleiner and Brent, they're going to be able to come get their prizes picked up, and they'll be playing a little golf on the brand new tour in St. George, the Rev Golf Tour. Carl's going to get a free membership. Hope he plays golf. If not, he can give it to somebody that does play golf. Yeah, get him out there, get the competitive juices flowing, get him in the ring at Dixie Red Hills for a quick 9-hole match. And then, of course, Kleiner and Brent, they're going to get hooked up with some prizes too, round of golf, wedge, and then $100 off a tour membership to the Rev Golf League. So kind of fun, new golf league in town.
Congrats.
Yes. Finally got those all tallied up and double-checked that list and set first, second, third. So we'll get those guys a text, and we'll get them coming in to scoop up some golf prizes here from the Masters.
Nice.
We've got a lot to get into here today on the show. I'm excited for the draft. I'm really excited for Nephi Sewell later in the show. It's been a while since we've had Nephi on the show, Paulie.
That's right.
I'm trying to think.
Cool.
I'm trying to think the last time we had him on. I know we've had him on a couple times since he's been in the NFL.
Sure.
But it's nice to get somebody that went through the NFL pre-draft process that what was can tell us what this week is like for all these draft prospects. And we do have some pretty good draft prospects in the state of Utah, especially those couple linemen up there with the University of Utah. But there'll be an Aggie or a couple Cougars drafted in this year's draft. There always is out of the great state of Utah. But we don't have that many NFL players that come through Region 9 that often.
Yeah.
And the Sewell family has a big Sewell Strong football camp. They're coming back to St. George to put on a camp with Panay and Noah and Nephi and Gabe Jr., all four brothers.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
That is pretty cool.
Three NFL current players and one UFL player that played high-level Division I college football and Gabe Jr. They're going to be doing that next month. So Nephi said, I'll hop on and talk about it. I heard the camp already filled up in like 15 minutes because so many people wanted to get signed up for this football camp. So that'll be coming up in exactly an hour from right now. So I invite you to stay tuned if you want to hear from Nephi Sewell. But I did want to talk a little first hour draft because we are officially, Paulie, today 1 week away, and there's some buzz out there. There's some hype. There's some fake news. There's some decoys, if you will. There always is. Teams will put out some bad smoke signals, but that is the sound you will hear starting next Thursday. And that first round is always electric. They turned that into almost must-watch TV with the highlight packages of the players, with the interviews, with the video shots in the war rooms from around the league, reaction of the family with the in-family cams if they're not actually in Pittsburgh for the draft this year, which is being held in Pittsburgh. It's pretty cool. You and I have been to the draft. We've been in the media center. We've been to the whole thing, and it is an electric time of the year for NFL football fans.
It absolutely is. It's kind of the next event on the NFL calendar that keeps the summer moving along. Then we'll have OTAs, training camp, preseason, into the regular season. But this is kind of the next monumentous event on the NFL calendar. And we all know the NFL never sleeps. It's always going, free agency, trades, combines, all kinds of stuff throughout the year. But I think this is something that NFL fans and diehards look forward to every single year because this is the future of your team. The next step, the next piece of the puzzle.
Raiders were in the news a little bit. Despite the trade inquiries, reportedly, they had multiple teams calling about that number one pick. But the Raiders are expected to stay at the top spot and stick with Fernando Mendoza. And I think that's probably wise, unless somebody absolutely. I mean, you do have Kirk Cousins now, so you do have a gap.
Somebody's got to throw
for a
cash,
season,
some pick equity at the Raiders.
But it would don't. I mean, from the get-go, we saw Mark Davis go watch him at Indiana. We saw Brady on the sideline during the college football playoffs and the championship run.
Correct.
This looks really likely that they stay at number one, but you never say never.
Yeah, never say never. I agree.
The other draft chatter out there surrounding Indiana wide receiver Omar Cooper Jr. and Arizona defensive back Traden Stukes. Those are the two names that I have been hearing are gaining significant momentum. First round picks, obviously. Where do you think Omar Cooper will go? We saw what he was capable of playing with Mendoza there at Indiana.
Yeah, I think the Raiders take a look at him and probably the top of the second round. I think his over-under is about 25.5 draft positions. So they're thinking into the first round, early second round for Omar Cooper. And he played some big snaps all season long in that national championship run. So I think he might go first round, and the Raiders might just miss him in the second, but we'll see. I mean, they got that first pick, and you got to wait a little bit for your next pick. So I'm wondering if they're able to get a former teammate of Mendoza to pair up with him in the NFL. That would be intriguing for Raider fans.
Yeah, and how many receivers in the first round are projected? Because that always changes things. You could have a late first round, early second, but if there's a run on wide receivers.
I think there's 3 that are slated to go first round. Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon, and Carnell
Which is
Tate.
actually really low. Most drafts, there's 4 to 6 that are selected in the first round.
Correct. I'm gonna look at the official prop, but my prop I think is those 3. So
Mekhi Lemon, Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson. And what about Denzel Boston out of Washington? I love this kid.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a first rounder, but the position, it depends on how much need there is at the position. So I'm wondering if he slips in Denzel Boston in the end of the first round, potentially. He's a bigger receiver. He's got the size. I mean, I think he could slip in, but I would think 3 for sure.
Yeah.
And Tyson, Lemon, and Carnell Tate.
Okay. But if Boston goes, Jordan Tyson goes, then all of a sudden does Omar Cooper go too? Because teams that want a first pick to use on a wide receiver, and let's be honest, there's 6 teams in the NFL that could use a starting wide receiver. I mean, especially in today's NFL where you're running, a lot of teams are running 3 and 4 wide sets. So look, it's going to be interesting to see where
total receivers in the first round. The number is set at 5.5.
So you like the under?
I like the under on the receivers.
You like the under? And look, if there's a run on tackles, if there's a run on edge rushers, we're going to see a couple at the top of the board. We know that. And that leads us to the other biggest topic of the draft, and that is, where does Ty Simpson land?
Then
he is the biggest wild card.
Drafted in the first round. The number is clearly set. They're thinking 2,
It's
1.5. Yes, it is.
And that's Ty Simpson going in the first round, I got to believe, because there's nobody else.
No, the Nuss bus is going to be a 3rd, 4th round pick. That's Garrett Nussmeier. Some of the top other quarterbacks, Dante Moore, didn't come out. So it makes for a really weak top of the draft.
If you don't have a quarterback in the NFL or a plan to develop one, you're in kind of big trouble. I mean, you look at teams that have had struggles at the position, the Jets, the Raiders. There's teams that are just the Browns. They just have struggled with quarterback play. Consistency. How many different starters has Cleveland seen in the last 15 years? Like 18 different starters or something crazy. So if you don't have a quarterback in the NFL, you don't have a chance to win a Super Bowl, let alone make the playoffs. So Ty Simpson is gaining traction as a potential number 1 selection. And I think the Steelers at 21 is as high as he could potentially go. I don't see anybody before 21 taking him. But I could see the Steelers at 21 saying, you know what, let's roll the dice with this Ty Simpson kid. The problem with Simpson, he had really good star receivers at Alabama. And he really didn't play that great in the second half of the season. And the tape is the tape. But how much upside and how much potential do you see in Pittsburgh, in the front office, and these other cities that clearly need quarterbacks at some point in the draft?
I just think we'll hear this sound, and they're going to say Goodell's going to walk up to the mic, and And I just think the Steelers make the mistake. I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers select Ty Simpson, quarterback, Alabama.
Yeah. Well,
I
it's
think
not.
It's just need. It's need. I mean, Mike McCarthy's a new coach there.
Yep, and he's an offensive-minded coach. Different mindset than Mike Tomlin, who was there for eons.
Yes.
And so I don't know what the Steelers are going to do at 21.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about the Commanders taking a wide receiver with their number 7 pick. Do you like that smoke? I'm hearing a lot about that out of the DC area.
I'd be real happy with that. That would
You
get a
want
round
Carnell
of
Tate?
applause
Do you want
from
Carnell
me.
Tate?
Yes, I would take Tate. I would love that. So he's a little slower than the typical top 10 receiver, 4.5, 40 or so.
Do you like Carnell Tate enough to take him at 7, or do you like them trading down a few slots, getting some more
Tyson
draft
or
capital,
Lemon
and taking somebody else, 4 or 5 slots down the board?
I just don't know that there is a Tet McMillan in this draft, a head and shoulders above everybody receiver.
I loved Tet last year. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I said he was going to be the steal of the draft, and he ended up being a home run.
Yeah, I'm really glad the Cowboys didn't get him because they were definitely thinking about it. But I think that, there's 3 impact receivers in this draft. Lemon, in the first round, that is. Lemon, Tate, and Tyson. Tyson's had the injury concerns. He sat out like the second half of the season last year for Arizona State. Lemon's got a little size issues. He's not the biggest guy. And Tate's not the fastest guy. So, I don't think there is a consensus superstar receiver in this draft. Everyone thinks that the Ohio State guy is going to be the next one in line, and Tate is that Ohio State receiver, but he's not Chris Olave. I don't think he's Garrett Wilson. I don't think he's Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think he might be a Terry McLaurin level.
Do you know how happy it makes me to hear you say Jackson Smith and Jigba in that context?
Well, they've had a run of great ones at Ohio State. Realistically, the best receiver room in the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Cartwheels when we drafted JSN. I loved that pick for Seattle.
And I think that Tate could be a good pick for Washington at 7.
Yeah.
I think that he comes from a good room. The only reason he's not talked about more is he's not even the best receiver on his own team. Jeremiah Smith is.
True.
So,
True.
He doesn't get talked about a ton throughout the year. We didn't hear a lot about Carnell Tate.
That's a fact.
But now he's a top prospect. He's gone through the combine, done his pro day. He is slotted to go somewhere in the top 8. So I hope it is the Commanders.
It's going to be interesting because we know teams like Dallas and we know teams like the Giants and some of these teams that are picking towards the top of the board. They are looking for defenders. We don't know Washington. There's smoke about the wide receiver.
Yeah. Jeremiah loves the big domino in this
and
whole
Arizona
thing.
at 3 and Tennessee at 4. I don't think he ever gets past 5. I think he's a top 5 pick. He's got game-changing speed. The 4.3 time, he said, I should have ran a 4.2 after he ran that at the combine. That kid can blaze.
Yeah, and I didn't know that about him. I thought he was more of a plotter, watching Notre Dame here and there. He's a power back, but he's definitely got the speed as well. So I was not aware that he could run that fast.
Yeah, he's a speedster. Definitely a name that I don't know if Arizona takes at 3. Obviously, they've had some they had a wounded backfield last year. They had a ton of injuries at the running back position.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see if they are willing to go at 3 and take him, or if Tennessee grabs him at 4 to complement Cam Ward, their second-year quarterback. That'll be fun.
And I think that the quarterback is the biggest story of this draft, the lack of, obviously – Dante Moore returns back to Oregon with the Ducks, and who's the kid for South Carolina that I love? Lenore Sellers. He decided to come back as well. A lot of people had him mocked in the top 20 picks.
Yeah.
But so this just really isn't a great quarterback draft. It kind of reminds me of the draft where we went to, where Kenny Pickett was picked 18 by the Steelers, and then the next quarterback didn't go until Malik Willis in like the 3rd round or 4th round.
But that's okay. I look at New Orleans last year and Tyler Shaw, and he's now the starter.
Yeah, and he played pretty well.
That's a promising rookie contract that you can do some things with. I know they're second in the league in dead cap money this year, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. They draft number 8.
Yeah.
They have the biggest receiver need in the entire league. So if Washington takes receiver at 7, does that force New Orleans' hand? Because Chris Olave is a dude. He's a top receiver in the league. He's a guy you can rely on. He's a fantasy darling, all those things.
He gets hurt a lot, though.
He's concussion prone, no question about it. But there's no Devon Vele out of the U is their second best receiver, Paulie. I mean, and no disrespect to Vele, but that's not saying a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah.
Mason Tipton, ever heard of him? I mean, if they
I think somebody's going to want to move up. Somebody's going to want to move up, and this is going to be what it sounds like, taking the picks. Like, they're going to be fielding offers. It's going to be like an auctioneer. And then there's a call here and a call there and a call there. And it just doesn't. I think that there's going to be somebody trying to move up. Somebody's going to be trying to move up. Like, I think somebody's got an eye on a prospect.
You think the trade machines are going to be whirly?
Somebody's got to get into the top 5 to get someone they've got their eye on. Is it Jeremiah Love? Is it Carnell Tate? I think somebody moves up for one of the key offensive skill players in the first round.
The Rams are interesting at 13, too, because I don't know what their biggest need is. That's a good team, and they could go a lot of different directions. They are putting smoke screens out that they might not be interested in Mekhi Lemon, but I think that might be just a decoy. I think they could take, if he's there, I hear that's the guy they want. And
it's
that
pretty
gives
crazy.
Matthew Stafford just another weapon as they're still working through Puka Nakua's, crazy offseason, for lack of a better term. And they still have not given him an extension yet, although supposedly that's still in progress and going to happen. So the wide receiver run could happen. That over-under at 5.5, I'm not touching that.
And the Rams are the Rams traded their first round pick, 29 overall, for Trent McDuffie, the cornerback,
Kansas City,
Pro Bowl corner from Kansas City. But they get Kansas City's. That's their pick that they're taking at 13. So they were ready to get a Pro Bowl corner, and now they can maybe add a Lemon or a Tyson, an offensive skill player, with that 13th pick.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. NFL draft 1 week away. A little bit more on the draft and the draft process and what players are going through, plus a little bit about the Sewell camp coming up with Nephi Sewell coming up here in about, less than 50 minutes from right now. He'll join us on the program, 8:30 local time. It's The Drive. Show today brought to you by our good friends at Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health. Book your appointment this month. Go get a consultation. You can get your free testosterone test. The test is actually free. They'll draw your blood. They'll test it. You'll get your results back in 15 minutes. Guys, you're busy. You don't have time to run around, wait for the blood draw, wait for the results. They send it out. It's all done right there in house. Results in 15 minutes, and it's free. And when you go get a consultation on just your health, looking and feeling your best, man cave environment, TVs are blaring, sports is always on. They got the fridge with protein shakes and some snacks for you. They're healthy. You're going to love Game Day Men's Health. If you've been thinking about it, you've been feeling tired, run down, sluggish, go get that T test. See if your T has decreased and TRT is needed. Reclaim your game. Call or text 435-265-4223. And this month, when you go in for any consultation, including your free T-test, they're going to give you a free vitamin shot, B12 shot, glutathione shot for free. And if you sign up, they're going to give you a month more, shot a week for the next month, as their way of saying thanks for giving them a shot to earn your business. Game Day Men's Health. Reclaim your game. Call or text for your appointment. As soon as they open, they'll get back to you if you want to text them right now and say, hey, I heard on the radio, I'd like to get my free T-test scheduled. 435-265-4223. I take their product. Love the staff down there. They're awesome. You're going to love them too. So give them a text. See when they can fit you in. Get that free vitamin shot. Check out all the products and services and see where your T levels are. 435-265-4223. Text 435-265-4223. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is the Drive Show today, brought to you by Coral Canyon Golf Course. Get those sticks out. Going to be a beautiful day in the STG today. Why not see if they have any open tee times out there at Coral Canyon Golf Course? Already, warming up, and it's going to be not too hot today. Going to be, temperatures not quite 80 degrees. So temperatures in the 70s pretty much all day long. The high is just 77 today. We'll get up in the 80s at the start of next week. But, hey, spring can stay as cool as it wants as long as it wants, right, Paulie?
Yeah.
And, boy, what a beautiful night to be at the Yard last night. You were over there at Snow Canyon for that high school baseball game. 15-5 Snow Canyon beats Pineview. By the way, huge win for H-Town last night over Desert Hills, and we'll get you some of those details when we get into our top 8 coming up at the start of hour number 2. But want to have a little fun here. Haven't done this in a while, and it's brought to you by Coral Canyon Golf Course. All right, would you rather, Paulie? Let's rotate these.
Okay.
You got the first crack. Are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Would you rather hit a home run to win Game 7 of the World Series, or how about a 15-year career, 300-plus batting average every single year, Hall of Fame worthy numbers, but never get the ring?
Yeah. Give me the hero. Yeah, I'd like to be the hero. I'd like to hit the home run in Game 7.
Put him in the penthouse.
Yeah, put me in the penthouse. Give me a ring. Let me have that stupid-looking MLB trophy that's the worst in sports.
Oh, come on.
It is. The pennant one, it's pretty bad.
Come on.
It's not the Lombardi.
Worst in
it's not the Lombardi. It's not the... I mean, Stanley Cup's the best trophy in sports, but Lombardi, I'd even take the NBA little hoop basketball trophy. I mean, I just hate the MLB World Series trophy.
You know what trophies don't get enough credit? Maybe because they're changing all the time.
Yeah.
Is golf trophies.
Oh, yeah. They got some good ones.
Remember when we had the inaugural Black Desert Championship, and we had managing partner Patrick Manning come on the show?
It was a cool one.
And he brought the trophy with the black lava and all the custom design. The thing was a $100,000 trophy.
Yeah.
That thing was sick.
That's cooler than the average, for sure.
You like that better than the baseball trophy?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Okay. I like most.
So Paulie'd rather hit the win Game 7 of the World Series than have a great 15-year career hitting over 300 every single season.
Yeah, give me the hero. Make me the guy that gets a free drink in the town that I hit that home run forever.
Okay.
A toast of the town.
All right.
All right, I got the next one here.
Let's go.
Would you rather throw a perfect game or hit for the cycle?
Offense or defense? Okay.
I think this one's pretty easy.
Yeah, perfect game is rare, but cycle's rare too. Not as rare as a perfect game. It's hard. They're both very difficult to do. You know, you got. I don't know. I've never been a pitcher. And I stopped playing baseball in 8th grade. I think I would lean perfect game, but it's closer than you think for me. I mean, I'm not neither one. You know, when you ask a question, instantly you formulate an answer. I stayed right in the middle on that one for a long time. I had to formulate that, but as I thought about it, I would go perfect game. All the pitchers out there are like, "Hey, man, brother."
Yeah, I'm with you.
Unless you're a slow pitch softball player, and then you're like, it's easy to hit the cycle. I'd rather do that.
All right, let's.
I don't even know if I could hit a home run and be eligible for a cycle, but I could throw some nasty 60-mile-an-hour junk balls and maybe get somebody out.
All right. Here's another baseball related one. Would you rather attend the MLB Field of Dreams game, which I've always been intrigued by, or the World Baseball Classic?
The World Baseball Classic was really cool this year, and I thought it mattered. I thought it meant something. I'm not going to say it felt as much as the Four Nations did last time we did that in hockey. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
In lieu of the All-Star game, the Field of Dreams, they do it out there in Iowa. They get the cameras and the crews, and it's awesome. Mm-hmm. But I think just because I actually did probably this year take in more World Baseball Classic than normal, and the teams and the competition was so fierce, and there was so many big leaguers playing on their country's teams that I would think I would lean World Baseball Classic just because it was so exciting this past spring, and it's recent. I think it's got the recency for me. I couldn't even tell you right now who's playing in that Field of Dreams matchup, and it changes year to year.
Yeah, it does.
I know the Cubs have done it before. I know there's been a few teams that have played it.
Yeah.
The White Sox have done it, if I'm not mistaken. So both Chicago teams, but I can't even tell you who is in that matchup this year. So I think is there 2 Field of Dream games this year? I'd have to look it up.
Get our research department on that one. I'm not sure. I think there's
Minnesota
only one.
and who? Philadelphia this year.
Philadelphia.
Thank you,
Okay.
Michael.
All
Thank you,
right.
Michael.
There we go.
Michael and research coming up clutch.
There he is. All right, let's
got
go.
next one.
Oh,
I
you
got
got the
you.
next one. You got it.
Would you rather win a Grand Slam versus Novak Djokovic in his
Oh.
prime,
Okay.
or win 3 Grand Slams once a great player retired?
All right. I'd probably take the 3. Quantity over quality, I think,
Yeah.
in this instance.
3 paychecks versus 1.
Yeah.
3 trophies.
3 trophies.
How are the tennis trophies, by the way?
I think they're all
I
right.
can't recall looking. You know, I mean, I've seen them at the net, holding them
Yeah.
up, but I've never looked closely at the tennis trophies from a major. No. Okay. All right. Let's see. Anything else?
I got one for
Okay.
next season. This is less than a minute here.
Okay.
Quick answer.
Okay. I can do
More
quick.
production for next season. Colin Chandler or Rob Wright?
Rob Wright.
Wow. Okay.
I think because you're going to add in all those assists, and he can score from the point guard position.
Okay.
And he knows KY's offense.
All right. You're
But-
going Rob Wright.
But it could be close. It
Okay.
could be close.
I like it. A close factor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I'm taking Chandler.
Would you rather, in the book, brought to you by Coral Canyon Golf Course? I thought about it. And then I was like, Rob's back. A lot of excitement. Knows the system. Good hour, too, including a visit from Nephi Sewell on the Sewell camp. We'll get you an in-depth recap of the baseball from last night, some headlines when we come back.
Spring is here, St. George, so grab your...
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Hour 2 on the Fan Sports Network. It is good to be alive on a Throwdown Thursday. Thank you so much for locking us in, loading us up. We are the only local sports talk show every weekday morning here on the Fan Sports Network from 7 to 9 a.m. and the longest running sports talk show. Paulie and I have been together over 7 years hanging out with you. And thanks again, no matter if you're on the app, if you're streaming us on our YouTube page, if you're listed in Cedar, St. George, surrounding. Hope you have a fantastic Thursday. And let's get to the top 8 at 8. Let's tell you what's trending. It's brought to you by One Health of St. George. One Health St. George do everything. It's your one-stop shop. Brand new doctor, dermatology services. They can take care of grandpa's blood pressure. They can do your sports physicals for the kids, comprehensive primary care, everything from newborn checkups to senior health management and everything in between. One Health, Dixie Primary Care, your new family doctor. Let's get into our headlines. Last night, let's start with the local scores. Snow Canyon beat Pineview 15-5. Paul, you were at this game. Big day for PJ Hancock and the Warriors as they run past Pineview last night. And Pineview was coming off that big win, knocking Cedar down in the loss column for the first time in region play just the night before, but too much firepower there for SC.
Yeah, Hancock 2 doubles and a home run, and Bridger Larson hits the 2-run shot to end the game in 5 innings last night. 10-run rule in effect for the Warriors as it was a fun game to call. Trayson Millen didn't have his best stuff for the Panthers last night against a really good lineup, let's be honest, one of the best in the state.
They are good.
And I think Pineview and Coach Walker rotated through 3 pitchers last night, and none of them really had the greatest of success against this lineup.
Yeah, you're right.
One
they
of the
had
best
Millen,
in the region.
I think Probst came in, and then Manitai came in as well. Hey, but how about Trayvon hitting his 8th dinger of the season as well? He's now second to only Harmon Skeen in the region and in 4A for that matter.
Yeah.
As Harmon leads the entire state with 12 home runs, but he's missed 2 straight games. I don't believe he played again last night. In Desert Hills' loss to the Hurricane Tigers last night. Hurricane picks up region win number 2 last night. And I've been saying on the show, and I said this yesterday, I feel like I was talking about how they lost the close games to Crimson. And I was like, they're on the come up. They're really playing well. They're in every game. They're losing 1-run games against the defending state champs. And then they go and beat Desert Hills, who had just beaten Dixie in a 2-game sweep. They had gotten back to 4-4. And Joey Monty, big performance at the plate for the Tigers. Paulie, they couldn't get him out. He was 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and a walk.
Wow.
So good for Joey Monty. And I know he was a little bit frustrated in that extra inning loss to Crimson.
Yeah.
Because he had pitched 2 sensational innings, the 7th into the 8th, and then he got in a spot with a couple on and 2 outs, and they loaded the bases intentionally. And Monty's been one of the relief pitchers. He's not necessarily a starter, but he's been a guy that plays the middle corners and the infield, and he can give you some good outs at the end of the game. He got called on a balk, which scored the winning run. And as a pitcher, you feel responsible. You take that personal. So I was really excited for that kid to bounce back at the plate and go 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored in Hurricanes' 11-7 win over Desert Hills. Skeen did not play. Jax Tolman did not play, but that is a huge win out at the Tigers' Den. They got to Fuller, the freshman, 9 hits, 5 runs off of him. Multi-hit game for Matsuoka. He goes 3 for 4 in the game. Hutchins had a 2 for 4 night as well at the plate as the Tigers banged out 11 runs on 11 hits to beat the Thunder 11-7. So there you go. Those are your 2 high school baseball scores from last night. More games tonight. Obviously, you've got soccer tonight. There's a ton going on tomorrow night as well. Some baseball games tomorrow night. They're coming at you fast and furious. Paulie, do you realize we are less than about 2 weeks away from the 4A baseball bracket reveal show. It's April 30th. Okay, it's the 16th today.
Yeah.
So we are 2 weeks out from knowing playoff pods, brackets. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody's jockeying like crazy for RPI points right now. You know what? I feel like we haven't spent a ton of time talking RPI in baseball this year, because we know the top 4 teams are the top 4 contenders to win state every year out of Region 9. And it really doesn't matter until the final week of the season. And I still feel like I'm one of those guys that Region 9 title matters, and that's still very much alive right now. Snow Canyon and Cedar have the best chance.
Yeah. I've got one here from Alex Rosinski, who does college basketball scheduling. And Southern Utah, his tweet reads, will play road games at High Point, who we just saw in the NCAA tournament, take Arkansas down to the wire. They will make $100,000 Thursday, November 12th in that game. They will play Wake Forest of the ACC on Saturday, November 14th for $90,000.
Wow.
They will also play Texas on Thursday, November 19th for $110,000. And Miami on Saturday, November 28th for another $100,000. And San Jose State rounds out the money games, the big money games for SUU, who will play some notable road opponents this year.
What's that, a grand total?
Looks to
about
be
$500,000, right?
About $500,000 here for the SUU basketball program, playing some money games. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Obviously, tough for Coach Jeter to go grab wins in those.
High Point, Wake, Texas, Miami, and San Jose State. San Jose State probably the most winnable of all those games, or High Point.
How many seniors did High Point lose in that?
I think they lost some players, and especially to the portal as well.
Yeah,
so,
that was a good season for High Point.
Different team for the Point next year.
They were banging hits and bombs down at the Yard last night at the Bruce Hurst Field. Utah Tech rolls past Washington State University 18-8, Paulie. How does that say off the tongue? Rolled Wazoo 18-8. A nice win there on a midweek game for Tech. And
that's right.
Almost had, that's a tough midweek spot because you just played UNLV on a Tuesday. You turn around and play Wazoo on a Wednesday, so back-to-back nights, and you lose a heartbreaker 8-6 to UNLV, and so you just miss that on the season sweep, and then you bounce back in a big way. The game was highlighted. I think it was 8-4 when Kyle McDaniel goes grand slam last night to really blow things open. Ryan Martinez ends up getting the win. Ton of doubles in this game. Finnegan Stewart. You had Miller Durham, Mays Madsen. McDaniel also added a triple in this game and 6 RBI, which is a career high for Kyle McDaniel out of Pahrump, Nevada. Petey Soto also had a solo shot home run in this game. So good win for Coach Fate, who will fire up a huge WAC series at Utah Valley starting tomorrow night at 6:05 up at the UCCU ballpark.
Yes. All right. And another headline from last night is that the playoff series is set for the first round between the Las Vegas Golden Knights and a familiar foe, the Utah Mammoth. That will be your first round matchup. And right now, I'm seeing ticket prices for get-in price for Vegas games pretty low right now. Game 1, $75. Game 2, $77. And Game 5, $86. That late in the series, $86. Really good value, because I know I went back to a Washington Capitals playoff game last year. I'll mind you a second-round series, but I played close to $300 for those tickets. So these are very, very economical prices, at least before the dates are set. Once the dates are set, I assume the price will go up. But if you've got an open runway to go to a game, you got a couple days where you don't have anything going on, and you are
your own boss. You can create your own schedule.
Book tickets without knowing the date. You can save a lot of money here. $75 for a playoff game. That is great value.
How about the Knights last night beating the Kraken, and the first 9 seasons of their existence, 20-plus home wins every season? Like this team, started the season hot and closed the season hot. In between, that was some mixed reviews, but they seem to be finding themselves. Another great performance in the net from Hart last night.
Yeah.
And Torts, all he does is win since he has took over at the bench. What do they have, one tie?
Yes.
And he has not lost a game yet.
And then there was this crazy one from Bar Down that I was looking at through 81 games, obviously not 82, but they just played their 82nd game last night. The Knights have less wins than the Panthers this season, and they did clinch the division. 38 regulation wins for the Knights.
They got a lot of overtime games this year.
A lot of overtime.
They're getting points.
Yes, they're getting points a different way. 38 wins, first in their division, fourth in the conference. 39 wins for the Panthers lands them 7th in their division and 14th in the East. The East is really strong this year, albeit, but wow, that is a crazy stat. A lot of overtime points for the Knights this year.
Yep. Mammoth will host the Blues. They'll wrap up their regular season tonight.
Yes.
And Utah and Vegas, it's set.
It's on, baby.
It's on. And we'll work on see if we can get a watch party put together, and you all are invited for a couple of those games in that best of series. The other big story in the state of Utah, local headline here, BYU retains, re-recruits, re-signs Rob Wright III. So BYU kind of had a scare when he threw his name in the portal. He went on a visit to Kentucky a couple days ago, and late last night, news breaking, Rob Wright will be back with the Cougars. He averaged 18.1 points, 3.5 rebounds, 4.6 assists per game this season. And they also got a commitment from former Clemson and Utah kid, Jake Wallen.
Yeah.
He averaged 5.3 points, 5.9 rebounds per season for the Clemson Tigers. He's from Utah, Provo kid, and he's 6'10", so he does give them a little bit of size that they lose from some of the, you replace some of the rebounding there from Kiba Keita, at least, I guess.
That's right. And now it's starting to take shape. You know, you have the Syracuse transfer, Tyler Betsy, the Clemson kid you just mentioned, Rob Wright, Colin Chandler. They're starting
Bruce Branch,
their
high school recruit. It's a top 10 kid.
Yeah, they're rounding out their roster for next season, and it's being built through the portal primarily.
Thank you, AJ Debanza. Mm-hmm. Thank you. KY, got to start winning in the tournament, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a disappointing end of the season for sure. And I know, the injuries to Richie and Dawson, that really hurt them. And there's only so much one guy can do it as a team sport. And you saw the national champs with a bunch of portal guys that were all upperclassmen this year, which was, duly noted.
Yeah.
Gosh, I got something stuck. I can't get you get a sticker on your finger and you just can't get it because it's so sticky off.
Yeah.
I got it.
There you go.
Feeling good. Let's see. What story are you on? That's 7. Any bonus balls? Anything else?
The Mariners took a tragic L last night.
You didn't do it to me, did you? You did.
Yeah, they did. They took a bad one last night.
Swan dive into the asphalt.
Yeah.
Up 6-2, and they blow it. Lost 7-6. Thank you, Paulie.
Yeah, I got to get that in.
Yeah, thank you for that left jab to the nose. Oh, that one hurt. Chance to get back to 500. Win the first 2 games of the series. You're up 6-2. Close it, bullpen. NBA last night we saw. I was at a soccer game and I was watching the night, so I didn't get to see a lot of this. I did watch the highlights last night on SportsCenter before going to crash for the night. But 76ers win. Tyrese Maxey was incredible. The highlights last night, phenomenal for him. I mean, in the fourth quarter, he just kind of took over that game. So 76ers advance after they blast the Magic 109-97. Philly is now the 7th seed, so they'll battle the 2 seed Boston in round 1. Orlando still has one last chance to make the opening round. They'll play tomorrow night against Charlotte, and the winner of that game will get Detroit. Now, out west last night, Golden State Warriors come roaring back, take down the Clippers 126-121. Kawhi Leonard 2 points in the fourth quarter. And now Golden State will play Phoenix on Friday with the winner advancing to get the number 1 seed and defending champ Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round in the Western Conference. By the way, one of our big topics the other day was LaMelo Ball and his trip of Bam Adebayo. No suspension announced. He got fined $60K by the league.
Well,
of that, I think $35,000 was because he was assessed post game a flagrant 2 for unnecessary and reckless contact.
yeah.
So there you go.
All right.
There you go.
Yep.
That's your top 8 at 8. Isn't it great? I can throw in a bonus ball. The Las Vegas Aces WNBA team gave Asia Wilson a huge record contract extension. If you didn't see this, the 4th-time WNBA MVP. Largest contract in league history. It's a 3-year, $5 million supermax extension with the Aces. She averaged 23.4 points, 10.2 rebounds per game last season. Her second straight year averaging a double-double. And they are golfing this morning at the RBC Heritage. Another bonus ball for you. Justin Thomas looks to defend his title at the RBC.
Wow.
We'll keep an eye on that as the opening round is just getting underway.
Looks like another bonus ball here an hour ago. The NFL and YouTube have entered a long-form contract review for a 5-game package that will be exclusively played on YouTube. I don't understand that. I mean, we've already got
the Sunday
Prime
Ticket on there.
Video and we've got all kinds of stuff, all these streaming services.
They're paying money to
get
get 5 more
Netflix
games.
has got a game. I mean, all these services trying to get their own games, get their standalone games. So you've got just all the viewers being directed to your app.
Yeah.
I get this.
It's frustrating for
it's
the
super
consumer.
annoying. Super annoying.
Yeah, it makes you miss the old recall button.
The box, the cable box.
Yeah.
Cut the cord. Everyone wanted to cut the cord, but I'm saying I want the cord back.
I know. I feel you. Well, Paulie's fired up.
Yeah.
Too many different
Too many
places to
stupid
watch
services.
your favorite teams, your favorite games, your favorite
The
sports.
only one I've gotten used to is Prime on Thursdays, I guess. I mean, I've kind of gotten to stomach that. But when there's a playoff game on Peacock, which I didn't have as of last year, and it's just like, what are we doing putting playoff games, big, huge games?
I want you to go subscribe.
I know.
They're paying money
it's
that
the call,
people
the
will.
call to action.
People
the
will.
urgency.
I know.
That's right.
Big money. Big money.
That's right.
All right. Quick break. Still to come. Lots to get to. We'll come back. Got some things to get to. But then after that, about 8:30, Nephi Sewell will drop by the show. Tell you about a camp him and his brothers are doing here in St. George. And we'll talk some NFL draft with the first round being a week away with Nephi Sewell. Good to have Jungle Boy back on the show. He'll join us here in less than 15 minutes. We'll take the time out. You stick around. We got a good show all the way till 9 o'clock, so don't touch that dial. Show today brought to you by Zag. Protect it better. Get screen protectors that come with a lifetime warranty, so when you drop or scratch your phone, it's protected. Zag. Protect it better. 2 St. George, 1 Cedar City location. back, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us here. Devin, Dixon, Paul Ratliff. We are The Drive on the Fan Sports Network. And show today brought to you by our good friends at Wilkinson's. Light it up with lights, fans, home decor. Since 1946, serving Southern Utah, Wilkinson's House of Lighting. And, Paulie, just a few minutes here. I saw this, and I wanted to get your thought. Tiger Woods is fighting the subpoena that has been sought after with this latest accident rollover down in Florida that's led him to go seek, rehabilitation. And he is fighting the subpoena for his prescription drug records. So Tiger's attorney is fighting prosecutors' attempts to subpoena these records.
Yeah.
And so the attorney is Douglas Duncan. He wrote that Woods has a constitutional right to privacy interest in his prescription records and requested a hearing to determine whether prosecutors should be allowed to obtain Woods' records on file at Lewis Pharmacy in Palm Beach, Florida. So Tiger's saying, no, this is my personal information, and they're trying to subpoena these records.
Yeah.
And this looks like they're going to have a hearing just to determine whether these records will be readily available with the latest charges against Tiger after the rollover crash, after he pleaded not guilty to the rollover crash charges that he was charged with. Prosecutors, I get it. I mean, the number of times they want to know how many times his prescriptions were filled from January to March, the numbers of pills, the dosage amounts, the instructions that come with the pills, warnings about driving while taking them, according to the motion for a subpoena.
You are right about one thing about him. He is not apologetic at all. His pride is very fervent in him, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a misdemeanor DUI. Thank goodness to high heavens no one was hurt.
Yes.
He wouldn't submit to a test. They did a field sobriety test, but he refused the urine test, according to multiple reports in the case.
And I'd assume it would come back hot if it was if he were to do the test.
So everybody could be paying close attention to this over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And Tiger's off somewhere getting rehab. They are playing golf. Tiger clearly not playing. But the other story in golf is the LIV, the Saudi public fund might be pulling out, and the LIV future is now in jeopardy.
I saw this
Paulie.
yesterday. Yeah. I heard it's very murky, the standing of it going forward.
Do you have any I feel so bad for him? Do you have any I'm going to miss LIV?
Not really.
I don't think a lot of people are heartbroken.
I think it brings back some of the better players back to the tour, so I think it'd be good for the tour.
Well, and they're already starting to come back.
Yeah.
The Brooks Koepkas, the Patrick Reeds, they're paying their fines and they're doing their due diligence. And Patrick Reed won't be allowed back until the fall, but we're seeing Koepka already back. But look, I mean, they are on the brink of collapsing, and you have to ask yourself: has the LIV Golf Tour been good for golf? Okay, I mean, they've created this environment. They paid people a ton of money. There's high-level players on this tour, sure. There's money, there's fun, there's a lot going on. The LIV is scheduled to play in Mexico City this week, and it's still moving forward with the tournament, business as usual. They've canceled some of their news conferences. They've closed the tournament's media center, citing power outages.
Oh.
Yet there were some LIV players speaking to the media yesterday. They released the tee times as they normally would. Guys like Sergio Garcia said he had not heard anything, and the LIV is a project of many years. So, but a lot of sources are telling reputable outlets like the New York Times, The Athletic, and others that the public investment fund, the Saudi Arabian Sovereign Wealth Fund that has financed this entire upstart league, is preparing to pull its multi-billion-dollar investment in LIV Golf. The Telegraph was the first to report this, that executives were called to New York for a meeting. So maybe a debate we can get into later. I know we got Nephi Sewell coming up here in just a couple minutes, but if Liv folds, has it been good for golf? And will somebody else try this again down the road, or can they survive? I mean, Liv lost $590 million in 2024 alone with this venture. $590 million, Paulie.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Lost in the United Kingdom. That's all I know. It hasn't been a moneymaker. We'll be back in a flash. Nephi Sewell, him, Panay, Noah, Gabe Jr. doing a local football camp early part of May. We'll tell you all about that and how they're giving back in the community they grew up in. And we'll talk about his new future with his brand new team, reunited with his brother. One day after his contract ended with the Saints, the Bears signed him, so we'll talk about that. Plus, we'll go back memory lane, and we'll talk with him about what it was like for him on draft day or the week before the draft. All that and more with Nephi Sewell coming up next on The Drive. Yeah, we're rolling right along. 8:34 on the drive on the Fan Sports Network, and very special guest, one of my favorite former Region 9 players ever to call games for when he was back here prepping in high school at Desert Hills High School. Nephi Sewell, gracious enough to join us exactly 1 week before the NFL draft. Juggle Boy, what's good, buddy? How you doing? It's been way too long.
It's been a minute. How we doing? Thank you
Doing,
for having me.
doing good. I want to talk draft, but first I want to talk about the idea to get you, Gabe Jr., Panay, and Noah, you and all your brothers together to do this Sewell family camp that is coming to St. George May 16th. This is super cool to have you and your brothers all helping the kids around town get some football training.
Yeah, it's been something we've talked about, and we finally put action to words that have been discussed for a while now.
Who had the idea? Was this you? Was this your dad? Was this one of your brothers? Who gets credit for saying we should do this?
I would say Gabe Jr., because he's always asked us the moment we got into the league of, coming back and holding a camp. Hopefully we can do this as a yearly thing, but we haven't discussed that yet. But it'll be fun for our first camp.
Now, I know Panay's in Detroit and Noah's in Chicago, and now you're going to be going from the Saints to the Bears. I think one day after your contract expired, you're heading to Chicago for the upcoming season, be reunited with Dennis Allen and playing with your brother Noah. That's got to be really exciting for you. How much are you and Noah stoked about that potential opportunity to get out on the defense on the field at the same time for the Chicago Bears?
Oh, we're hyped, It's been a minute since I've played with one of my brothers. I think the last time was in 2017, 2018 when I was at Nevada with Gabe.
Yeah.
And then last time I played with Noah and them was actually in high school. So it'll be really fun. Super excited. Noah has an injury he's dealing with, so I'm glad I get to be out there and kind of be there throughout his whole recovery process until he's able to return. But, super blessed for the opportunity to, still be able to participate in the league, but just super excited for the opportunity to come.
Now, you and your wife, when you're not during the season, you're in St. George quite a bit, right? Did you end up buying a home back here in your hometown? So in the off season, you spend your time training here in town, correct?
Yeah, I spend my time training in town. I go to the fields to do field work, and then I work out at Fitness Culture. But yes, it's always good to come back to St. George in the off season, especially with my little ones and a bunch of family that lives around the Utah area, whether it be down here or up north.
And little ones are added, right? Congrats on number 3, if I'm not mistaken. You and your wife just had another one? Yeah.
Just had number 3, a little bit over 2 months old now.
Oh, my goodness. Nothing like that. You instantly fall in love every time you have another one added to the family. Nephi Sewell hanging out with us. The Sewell Family Camp. It'll be May 16th. They've got 2 sessions over at Desert Hills High School. Gabe Jr. is now back on staff, I believe, over there helping out with Coach Tanner Baldery and Carl Frankie, and that's going to be fun to see him coaching them up. But all of you guys are going to be here for this camp, and I'm sure you're going to bring some friends with you, because I heard that you're going to have a ton of kids, and this camp already sold out, Nephi.
Yeah, we got a couple current and former UFL and NFL players, along with other coaches around the Utah high school football. But it was we weren't too sure what to expect when registration went up, just because of it's our first one and didn't really know what to expect. But we're happy it was able to that we filled up all the spots, and we just hope to give the kids who were able to register the best experience.
And talk about that best experience, Nephi. Obviously, the reception, great for the camp, super hot, sold out within minutes, we hear. What are some of the things you guys are going to be doing at your skills camp? Is it going to be more technique-based? Is there going to be some 7-on-7 action? Kind of give us a preview of what your camp's going to be like.
Yeah, so the younger kids will be learning like the basic fundamentals and building a good foundation to their game. While the older kids will get like the same, but with more like knowledge of the mental aspect of the game. Well, also there'll be some one-on-ones, and then some group settings, pass rush, and all that stuff.
Are you gonna let Panay work with the wide receivers at all?
He had his fair share in high school playing tight end on 7-on-7, so I'm sure he'll gladly do it.
Hey, how close are you guys? You guys seem like such a close-knit family. It starts with, I think, your dad, Gabe Sr., and your mom, Arlene. But what's it like? I mean, there's no other family in the country that has his. I mean, maybe the Watt family has a little something to say, but there's not very many families like you that have 3 active NFL players on rosters. What's that like for you and your brothers?
You know, still doesn't feel real, but at the same time, when we all see each other, you know, we're just super happy for each other. You know, blessed that we, you know, got our foot into the door and are still playing. But, you know, just super happy for each other, basically.
Yeah, and you're a great story. I mean, I was at the game when you, in high school, broke your neck. I know the reports, talking with the coaches and your parents at the time. It was not a good outlook that you could play maybe ever again. Now to see, you know, here you go, I think year 5 in the NFL. Now with the Chicago Bears, your second team. You spent your first 4 seasons with the Saints, and you had some injuries there with the Saints, but got a lot of reps, especially on special teams. When you look back, I mean, what does that feel like, that journey? Because you're one of those great success stories that we don't always see has a happy ending.
Yeah. I would say, like, in the moment of that neck injury, I probably was mad at the time. But now that, like, I'm older and I look back at my journey, I'm kind of happy it did happen to me, in the sense that it kind of prepared me for what to expect in life. Like, I feel like now, whatever's thrown at me, no matter what, I'll be able to overcome it. And then just like whatever it is, I'm gonna just face it straight on and then basically attack the situation as needed.
I love it. Nephi Sewell, our guest here, May 16th, Sewell Family Camp. Obviously, off-season, one day after he could sign. He signed with the Chicago Bears. We'll see if when's Noah supposed to be fully rehabbed and healthy and maybe anticipated getting back on the field? At some point mid-season, or is it going to be later than that?
Yeah, it's his return point is set for mid-season.
Gotcha.
From what I understand.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, Panay stayed really healthy, but you had your ACL, and then you had your neck thing in high school, and now Noah's going through his injury. Man, how does Panay stay so healthy? Was he just got good luck on his side, or what? I know he's the giant of the family, and you're kind of the runt of the litter. But I mean, I didn't expect he's blessed to be healthy as long as he has and play as many snaps as he has for the Detroit Lions.
He's under that thick skin of his is some thick bones.
There you go.
Oh my goodness! How many kids has Panay got? How many grandpa, like Gabe and Arlene? How many grandkids they got now? What's the count at?
Yeah, 3, 6, 10.
10?
10 grandkids.
Well, it's just like yesterday. You guys were running around at Desert Hills High School, you know, playing high school football, and now you got 10 kids between you and your brothers. Oh my goodness. Hey, give us a glimpse of what you remember from draft week. Here we are 1 week out from the NFL draft. What are these prospects going through right now? Any advice you would give them since you've been through this at this point in your career?
Yeah, you know, I wasn't drafted, even though as badly as I wanted my name to be announced on the TV screen. That would have been a cool experience. But, you know, I guess the biggest thing is it's not, at least for me, from rounds 5 and up. It doesn't matter that you're drafted, I guess, basically like a day 3 draft pick or undrafted. It doesn't matter if you're drafted on that day or not, because it all matters on what you do when you get into that building and how you approach the game, how you take care, how you handle your business, how you take care of your body. Basically the biggest thing is being available. Like you said, like Panay, his longevity in the game and being able to sustain a healthy body throughout the season. That's a big thing in the NFL, just to show that your body can go through a long season. But the biggest thing is, coming right as to, being able to add value, not only within like your position room, but also to the whole team.
Love it. Nephi Sewell hanging out with us here. Check out that Sewell football camp. Keep an eye on it for future ones so you can get in that. Hey, you can probably go watch if you wanted to. And that'll be May 16th over at Desert Hills High School. And Nephi, good luck landing a roster spot with the Bears. I mean, I know you got to go earn everything in the NFL, every single training camp. And I know with your track record, your mindset, your work ethic, you'll be on that 53-man roster come fall.
Appreciate you. Let's go.
All right. Thanks, Nephi Sewell, everybody. Here live with us on The Drive. 1 week away from the NFL draft, May 16th, Desert Hills High School. The Sewell Strong, they have their foundation, and they've got their first ever, all the brothers getting together for a local football camp right here at Desert Hills High School in St. George. Got to take a break. Back in a flash. We'll wrap up the show on a Throwdown Thursday.
Got an awesome highlight from one of your local...
glad you are with us. Thank you for locking us in, loading us up every single weekday morning. Only local sports talk show in southern Utah at the moment, and we enjoy talking sports with you. Hope you've had fun. That was fun to have Nephi Sewell on the show.
Yes, it was.
27 years old now. It seems like yesterday we were calling his games as he was running all over the place for Desert Hills High School and Coach Frankie. What a great story. I mean, broken neck, told he would never play again. Came back senior season after missing the whole year. Happened early in the season, missed the whole year. Came back, played, ended up in Nevada, transferred to Utah, and then signed a free agent deal with the Saints, and then made the 53-man roster and stayed there on that roster for 4 years. Did have the ACL in the middle of that stint. Now contract up, goes with Dennis Allen, who's over there with the Bears defense, who he spent time with, reunites with him and his brother Noah. Now Noah is going to be out for a while, and look, they just signed him to the practice squad, so he's still got to earn a roster spot. But he's working out, he's staying in shape, he's doing this camp with his brothers, and wouldn't be surprised if he keeps getting opportunities to play. Didn't get a lot of defensive snaps in his 4 years. He had 473 snaps. In the kicking game, special teams. He was always a special teamer. He only had 116 snaps where he got in and played safety or DB. Yeah. But he did win the team's Ed Block Courage Award in 2024.
Nice. All right.
Pretty cool. But Brandon Staley now down there has a different vision for his linebacking core and his safeties, and so he's kind of a hybrid at this point in his career. Yeah. And we'll see what Two Sewells can do in Chicago if he can make that roster. Yeah, and then his brother gets back. They could play on the same team in the National Football League. There is no other brothers in the NFL currently other than these two on the Bears that could be on the field at the same time. Yeah. And obviously Nephi's got to prove it, and he's got to earn that roster spot after becoming a free agent, but I have no doubt in my mind he will.
Yeah, I'm a believer as well.
May 16th, Sewell football camp sold out in like 15, 20 minutes from what we heard.
Incredible.
And Nephi, nice enough to jump on the show and chat about that. I think it's cool that Panay, Noah, Gabe Jr., and Nephi are all doing this together.
It is cool. Family thing.
Yeah.
Keep it in the family.
And for a family that came to the States from American Samoa and build a football foundation, they got their Sewell Strong Foundation. I mean, they've had some. I mean, I've seen Gabe and Arlene. They've traveled the country. They're in New Orleans. They're in Chicago. They're in Detroit. They were watching in Houston when Gabe Jr. was playing with the UFL team, the Houston Roughnecks at the time. Who he just recently retired, I think, about a year and a half ago. But still, that is one talented family. They're playing golf right now. A little leaderboard update for you at the RBC Heritage signature event. So you go from the Masters, and how do you never want to be the tournament after the Masters, but if you are at the PGA Tour, you put the signature event right after it at Harbor Town, which is, 76 degrees right now, just beautiful weather-wise, and not too far from Augusta, and it's a signature event with a bigger purse. So you do have a really good number of players that are playing. Now, you have a lot that took the week off after the Masters still, but there are some big names playing. Tony Finau is back in the field after missing his first Masters in 9 years. And Tony had it to 1 under and was just kind of cruising right along and made a triple bogey on the par 4 8th. He got in all kinds of trouble on the 8th. And so now 2 over par. As I always say on a Thursday, you can't win the tournament today, but you can certainly lose it. And Tony hasn't done that yet, but that's a little bit of a setback. You never want to make a triple bogey early on the front 9 in round number 1, but that just happened. So he has got to fight back. He is 2 over par after 9 holes. He's playing the 10th hole as we speak. Your leader is a group of guys: Brian Campbell, Joe Highsmith, Jordan Smith, Michael Brennan, Sung J M.
Yes.
All those guys at 4 under.
Son, man. I like to see that.
Yeah. Then you got another big group at T6 at 3 under par, 1 shot back. Tom Hogue, Minwoo Lee, Bob McIntyre, who gave the middle finger to hole 15 at the Masters and took some heat for it. Got reprimanded by
Min Woo
committee.
gave the middle finger to my lineup,
Min Woo did not have a good Masters. He missed the cut. It
he
wasn't
was
even
awful.
close.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's
one of the worst carded players on that entire tournament, I think.
And I thought he was coming in good form and playing some really good golf.
Just completely threw up on himself.
He did. He's more talented than that for sure.
And he's bounced back this week, it sounds like.
Yeah, he's 3 under right now.
Yeah. But I don't have him. He's playing well.
Sahith Theegala is 2 under. He's already out on the course. Matt McCarty, the inaugural Black Desert champ, he's 1 under. He's played 10 holes. You've also got Victor Hovland at 1 under par, Chris Gotterup, Ludwig Oberg, all at 1 under. Ludwig's only played 4 holes so far. And then you still got some big names to tee off. Justin Thomas, the defending champ, J.J. Spawn, Cam Young, Jordan Spieth. All those guys will tee off shortly. Still not out on the course. Ricky Fowler playing this week. Again, this is a signature event. Captain Keegan Bradley is in the field. Colin Morikawa, Xander Schauffele, Tommy Fleetwood, Matt Fitzpatrick, Scotty Scheffler, Sam Burns, Max Homa, Jason Day. All these guys still yet to tee off. So it's early in round 1. But should be a good event right after the Masters with a loaded field out there at Hilton Head. The big stories today. Fun to have Nephi Sewell on the show.
Yeah.
We recapped the big win for Hurricane over Desert Hills in baseball last night and the big win for Snow Canyon over Pineview in the game we called last night. If you missed it, you can go back and watch it. Just go to our Fan Sports Network YouTube page. We talked Tiger Woods' subpoena for the prescription drugs situation.
Yeah.
Paulie brought up my Mariners meltdown last night. Thank you very little.
Matchup is set. You know, we're going to try and get something in the works there, I think, for a some kind of viewing party.
I'm torn on this. Like, I'm excited about Utah Mammoth versus Vegas Golden Knights first round of the NHL playoffs. But, early exit for one of the two teams. I was kind of hoping they could meet in maybe the second round or something.
Yeah, it would have been nicer, but we got it coming out of the gate fast.
Yeah, we don't know if game 1 will be Sunday or Monday. We don't know. They haven't released the dates yet or the times for that series. I believe games 1 and 2 will be in Utah, and games 3, 4, and 5 will be in Salt Lake. Is that correct?
It goes 2-2, 1-1-1.
2-2, 1-1-1.
It'll be 1-2 in Vegas, 3-4 in Utah, 5
back
in
in
Vegas, 6 Utah,
Yep.
7 Vegas.
Thank you, Paulie. It should be good. Mammoth will finish up the regular season against the St. Louis Blues. They'll be on the ice tonight. That'll wind up the regular
Underdog
season.
tonight, I just saw, so they must be sitting quite a few
resting
players.
some guys for the playoffs against Vegas. But that matchup is set.
That's right.
We've been talking about that for a week or two now, that it could happen, and it has happened with the Knights beating the Kraken last night 4-1 at T-Mobile to wrap up their regular season.
That's right.
Tomorrow on the show, we'll be back at it again. More guests, more fun. And as always, thank you so much to our great sponsors, Soda Weight Loss, our friends at Zag, Coral Canyon, Prime IV, Wilkinson's, TDS. You guys have a good one.
The Fan Sports Network. KAZZAM, Parowan, KONY, HD3 St. George. On Translator, K226CM Cedar City, K258DS St. George, and K237GA St. George.